What's up, guys? Your boy Heard on Neil TV, and I have the question today: why is it that nice guys always finish last? Like, really and truly. I mean, I remember Kevin Samuels talking somewhat about it.
If nice got me bad behavior, bad seemed to get me good behavior. So I started being more bad. Here's what I learned. The worse I treated women, the more they liked me. Now let me make the caveat. It was called worse. What it really was is I was treating women like a man treats a woman. That's what I was doing.
Yeah, so is that exactly what it is? Is this exactly what women really and truly like? The whole idea of the bad boy persona? Is this why she likes the bad boy persona? Because guess what? It doesn't matter exactly how you crack it and how much women want to tell you exactly like they want the nicest guy in the world. Guess what? When he comes around and he becomes too nice, one slip up, and guess what? He's just like the rest of them. So it baffles me how Amber stuck with Wayne right before she got married and had a whole on relationship privately with Wayne, even though she knows actually that it was very, very wrong. But guess what? Wayne was so much of a bad boy and they were so much connected that she just had to keep going back, even though she had someone on her heels trying to actually marry her. This was exactly what she was doing. Let's remember the day before her wedding.
I'm getting married today.
I know.
I'm getting married today.
That just didn't feel complete, you know?
Yeah. This is it, Wayne.
Was this really and truly it? Could she have actually told Anthony at this point in time or on this particular date that, hey, you know what, babe? I have been cheating on you all this particular time. And you know what? Let me bring this out into the open now before we actually get married to know exactly if you're okay with that. So that way you don't just get into a marriage that possibly you might regret. But let's keep watching.
Why are you sleeping with Wayne while we were engaged?
Now, could she tell the truth here? She could. I mean, hey, after all, these are some of the things that people told me in the comments, that people need to be honest and need to be truthful. And they are stocking up for her right now. So can she be honest in this moment? Is she this honest person that she's talking about?
I've been the perfect wife. I've done everything I vowed to do, babe. I don't know where you're hearing that from. And I don't know who's telling you this stuff, but
You don't know where I'm hearing that from.
Yeah. Where exactly is he hearing that from? And did it actually happen? If it didn't happen, then hey, you have no. I mean, you could go ahead and just say no. Why deny it? Why be short of breath? Why go into these various modes? But see, this is exactly what I'm talking about when I speak about accountability. If it goes for the man, then it must go for the woman. But hey, let's see if it really and truly goes for the woman. Let's keep watching.
Really, was it a check though? Like, I mean, a few $100s.
Okay,
Come on,
I'm
y'all.
sorry, Amber,
Y'all-
Miss Richie Amber. Okay,
I'm just saying, if you gonna step out on my cousin, at least step it up.
listen.
So this is the same, said Amber, telling Ernestine that if she's going to step out on her husband, at least step up her game. Not telling her, hey, I'm going to inform your husband that you have actually been cheating and that you have been doing all of these, various things outside here. And no, what I want to do is to make it right because this is the right thing to do. See, that's exactly my problem with how, the battle of the sexes go. One goes for one sex, but it doesn't go for the other sex. And that's always been my issue, which is exactly why when one thing happens, then it has to happen on the other hand. So when Amber spends the time and getting into this year, and this is why nice guys finish last, because the nice guy we're talking about is Dalen, because he has actually finished last. Because guess what? This same Amber is going to chastise him for not actually telling her what happened. Now, if y'all are not familiar with this story, you would have known that actually Ernestine is Amber's cousin, so hey, way more close to home, okay? And so it would have been a duty for Amber to actually inform Ernestine that, hey, inform Jay, I mean, that Ernestine is cheating. But guess what? She couldn't do that. But no, 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 no. It's what you guys told me. It's what y'all said, and I will be reading the comments because this is what you told me. You told me that he was wrong. Dalen was wrong. The nice guy was wrong.
If I had kept going, what would you have slept with me? Is that what you were trying to do?
Amber, no, that wasn't what I was just trying to make sure that you was okay.
Just trying to take advantage of me. Is that those are the words that should be coming out of your mouth?
So let me ask you, is it that every single time a gentleman tries to help a lady, he's trying to take advantage of her? No, hey, I must admit, you do have guys out here that are, hey, want to get into the panties and they want to get some of the pum pum. For those who don't know what pum pum are, it is the anatomy. Hey, that's exactly what it is. You do have guys like this out here, but then you have those guys who really care, who maybe have been grown by their mothers or whoever else it is, that are actually trying to see exactly if they can understand their female counterpart. But I've come to the conclusion that, as I've said before, nice guys finish last and women just like men who are very harsh.
You think I believe that BS you was talking about yesterday? That you didn't know? Dalen, please miss me with all that. I know you knew. Say you didn't. Yeah.
Amber,
You what? You what? All alike. All of you.
Now, within this particular sequence, Amber also mentioned that birds of a feather flocked together. Should I assume that, being that, birds of a feather flock together, that she flocks together with Ernestine? Because if y'all follow the story and if y'all watch the channel, you'll see videos of Ernestine dating multiple men and Amber knowing about these multiple men, but haven't said anything at all about these multiple men. So it is safe to assume and safe to say that based on that line of argument, based on what she's mentioning now, it goes just the same for her. But no, this is exactly why I said that if you're going to cast judgment, make sure you're passing it from the best possible place. Now, I can understand that she's angry and that she's actually upset, but while being upset, you must be measured within their ways of corrections. And I have no problem at all with people being corrected, but it is how you're being corrected.
You and Anthony. Just alike. Oh, you make me sick. Goodbye. You can go.
Last. He finished last. And why did he finish last? This Dalen, the guy that has tried, the guy that has been the nice guy all this time, regardless of if he hasn't mentioned his friend's secret, but as we have seen and as we have proven, it has happened on the other side and nothing was said about it. It was washed underneath the rug. What has happened? This is where all of this stemmed from.
Amber, listen to me. I'm gonna be here. Amber.
Dalen,
Exactly. What has just happened? Now, notice that the kiss happened in a three sequence, and I keep speaking of the sequence of the kiss because I keep mentioning that, hey, if it is that it really and truly is so, then it should have kind of showed cause with it. But you see, guys, I mean, all I'm saying is this one moment, this particular one moment, has made Dalen the actual villain of the entire series simply because he missed a step just like everybody else. And in fact, his step is way smaller than the other steps because, of course, she was actually in bed with Wayne before or on her wedding day. So we could speak about it any particular way. We could talk about this any way we want to talk about it. But you know what? Let me read in and go into some comments. If you don't believe me that nice guys really do finish last, because he's finishing last at this point in time. And guys, if you are watching this series, pay close attention to my comments because it is teaching us about how women feel about things. We can do so much and no more. When I look at my comments, I mean, hey, and I have seen a lot of comments and seen exactly what people have said. And let me just look at a couple. I can read a couple of the comments for you so you get an idea. Amber know that Steen was playing around with Jay and didn't tell Jay. And those are my points. Those are some of the points. Yes, get them, Amber. She admitted that she's getting stronger. So she's getting stronger by punching down on Dalen, the guy, because guess what? He's the best friend of the person who is supposed to be shot. Is that what we're saying? Amber has every right to check his ass, but I do believe that she's gonna forgive him eventually. No, okay, so she's gonna forgive him eventually, but she has to punch down on him first. Is that what we're saying? And we must pretty much celebrate the punching down that he has actually received because hey, he did receive a punching from Amber, especially calling him out on different things. And it's not just the call outs, it's how the call out was done and how he was dismissed by the woman. Well, Amber, you did kiss Dalen back. I'm just saying. And that was kind of my point. My point was that she did actually kiss back. Wait, matter of fact, what about you covering for Ernestine? And those were arguments that I made during the entire thing. The wisdom of protection in Amber is building, and Dalen knows it. What protection? I'm not saying exactly that she's not praying to her divine forces and that she's trying to seek, help from the divine, spirits. But hey, really, Dalen, of all the persons, taken into consideration, she was being vulnerable in a vulnerable spot at that time, but who initiated the action with a clear head? Okay, I understand. So Dalen initiated the action with a clear head, but can we also admit that she actually did kiss back? And since she did kiss back, she must take some of the blame, which means that she cannot actually go that hard on him because believe me, she went very, very hard. Comparing him to Anthony was like comparing, I don't know what, rocks to water. They're two completely different things, and you can absolutely see it. Because if it were so, then I'm sure that they would have been way more shady during the entire series. But yet again, nice guys finish last. She trusted Shayla too much and didn't even know her best friend was a snake. Amber ain't playing now, sure. So she's not playing now. Why? Because Shayla has faulted her. And what? Because Anthony has faulted her. So because of that, now the rest of us are supposed to get it. These are great lessons because guess what? She will take all of this to her next actual relationship, which will probably, if she doesn't get some level of therapy, which will make it worse and worse because these things are going to come up again. It is how you deal with them. Dalen is wrong. Amber is hurt. Of course. Of course, Amber is hurt. Nobody's saying anything at all about Amber not being hurt. But can we actually agree that when someone hurt, you can actually hurt as well? Well, okay. Let me give you a scenario. When your child is hurt and you have to go to the school about what has happened to your child, I'm sure you feel just close to the same way that your child feels. In other words, you're more sympathetic than you are empathetic, which means that you're feeling for your child. And so you can be in the same place. Are we saying that Dalen didn't feel some sort of way, as into trying to see exactly if he could assist some way, some shape, or form? Is that what we're saying? These are questions. There is never a right time when infidelity is concerned. Of course, that's correct. Hey, I'm not for infidelity. I don't believe that infidelity should, should be going about with itself. My thing and my caveat is how the checking was done. You can check, but it's how you're checking when you're checking. Everybody can't be checked on the same level. At this point in time, Dalen is being checked just like Anthony. And my question to you is, was he the same guy? Was he the same person? And I've shown you evidence already why he was much different than the other pieces of the puzzle. I disagree with you, O'Neill. If Dalen had gone, Michelle would have still tell Amber because of, okay, so I guess this is from a previous video where we were talking and I said if Dalen had actually, this, you know what, Dalen was nice enough not to actually run interference. So that way, Anthony had no cover. Now, if Dalen had been a rough, mean guy that was playing the part and was keep playing the particular part, if he wasn't this nice and didn't have this much of a conscience, guess what? He would have ran interference, and guess what? All of this stuff would have still be happening. But as I've said, guys, and I'm just gonna keep it rolling because there's comments. But this is just what I'm talking about. When I say that nice guys finish last, this is exactly what I'm talking about. And so I have to ask the question: are we judged equally? Are we judged equally, or are women graded on a curve? That's the question. Are women graded on a curve? And why? Why is that so? Why are women graded on a curve, but when it comes to the male, he's not judged in the same way? Because I've just showed you pretty much the receipts and I've given you as many different, what you call it, proof and evidence to back up exactly what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Versus just coming and talking about it from an opinionated standpoint. I showed you actual evidence of what has taken place within the storyline and just how the reactions have been. And hey, I get it. Everybody has their favorite characters. But if we're going to now come down to it, and we're now speaking from that honest place, we can laugh about it, we can smile about it, but we're now being honest. Are women being graded on a curve when it comes to what happens in a relationship? Or is everyone being judged the same? If you think so, let me know what you think. Go right ahead. I love the conversation. Let's keep this going. This is a great community. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm going to talk to y'all soon.